Welcome, everybody, to day number 7, positivity myth number 3. Yesterday, we debunked positivity myth number 2 that living positively means living fearlessly. And we found out that that is definitely not the case. And I hope you got some good insights reflecting on how that myth may have impacted you and your ability to live a positive life. Now, today, we're going to be debunking the last myth, and this is a big one. This is one that when I say it to people, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, what do you mean? And you might even disagree with me at first, and that's okay. That is okay. We are all on our own journeys. But before we get into positivity myth number 3, I want to invite you to revisit your intention from day 1 of the 21-day positive outlook challenge and let yourself really experience it, feel it, get grounded in it, and then set your intention for today. What are you hoping to receive out of today's final positivity myth debunking? State this intention out loud with power and really, really feel it. I would like to invite you to pause, let yourself really experience setting that intention, and then come back to me when you're ready to move on. So, positivity myth number 3. Negative thoughts create a negative life. Ooh. Now, I know you've heard this before. I know you've heard it because I have heard it so many times in so many books and so many leaders and teachers and gurus. Negative thoughts create a negative life. Now, this is only partially true. And that's the thing. A lot of things are taught, but they're not taught with the full meaning. And maybe it's not the person who's teaching it, it's not their fault or their intention. It might just be that the meaning gets lost in translation, or we only hear what we want to hear and we leave the rest. I don't know. But there's a whole myth about negative thoughts creating a negative life. And I want to tell you why that's just not true. So, okay, I get really fired up about this topic, so I got to slow down and breathe. Thoughts are just thoughts. Emotions are just emotions. It's coherent thought and emotion that create a state of being. And the state of being is what drives more thought, more emotions, and our actions and choices. So, for example, if I think in my head, I might fail, just thinking it, in that split second, that's literally just a thought. It's what I call brain words. It's just brain words. If all of your brain words actually manifested into your reality, we would be living absurd lives. None of this would make any sense. So just the thought, I might fail, is just a thought. Now, stewing in this thought, really playing it out in our head, I might fail, and then all of a sudden we start to visualize the ways in which we might fail, and then all of a sudden we start to see all the things that fall apart because we might fail, and all of this time suddenly we've spent just stewing on this thought that we might fail. That actually creates an emotional response from a mental experience, because it first starts in our minds through the visualization, the thinking, and then it elicits the emotion. And what did I say earlier? Thoughts that are in alignment with emotions, basically they're buddy-buddy, they're supporting each other. That creates a state of being, which feeds the thoughts and the emotions back on a loop. Now, thoughts alone are just brain words. All right, so no, negative thoughts alone are not going to create a negative life. And in fact, pretending that these negative thoughts didn't just come through our mind is more damaging than anything, because out of fear. So we often pretend that these negative thoughts don't even happen because we're afraid to think that negative thought. But when we do that, we just start sweeping our shadow under the rug. And what does that do? It starts building up, building up, building up until it explodes. And we're like, well, what the hell happened? So negativity is a signal guiding us to the places that need healing. That's all it is. And of course, we're going to be getting into more details on that tomorrow, which I'm really excited because we'll start phase 2 tomorrow. But when we're suddenly afraid of our negative thoughts, then we feed the monster by either stewing in it or sweeping it all under the rug. And that is what's going to cause the big disruptions. So today was the last myth. I hope that sparked some thought for you, and I want to invite you for today's activity to pull up your reflection worksheet, get curious about the ways in which this myth may have impacted you and your positive life. So go ahead and pause this video and come on back after you're done to complete the exercise. Okay, so reflection time is over. Here is your action step for today. I'd like to invite you to make a list of all the negative thoughts that pass through your mind throughout the day. Just the thoughts, just the weird things that just, and you're like, why did I just think that? Just make a list. Notice it, make a list, and then offer yourself grace for thinking these thoughts by avoiding judgment or shame for these thoughts. That might be a little harder than we might expect, but take some breathers, offer yourself grace. No judgment, no fixing. It's similar to what we did yesterday with your fears. And tomorrow we will learn how to use your negativity to your advantage to bring you to the places that need healing. All right, so share your insights with the Facebook group. I'll be watching, I'll be listening, I'll be there to help in any way that I can. So you guys have fun. I'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations on finishing phase 1 of the challenge. You're rocking it.